What's grounding?
Well, grounding is it's really an electrical term. Earthing would be the more correct term, meaning that when you stick something in the earth, you're earthing, like an earthing rod. Ground rod would be an earthing rod. You can connect that to an electrical system, like a home electrical system.
How does that relate to people then? So why, we talk about grounding from a technical point of view, but
Right.
This concept of us, why should we be grounded?
Well, I think it goes back, eons and eons of time. The first amoeba that ever crawled, formed was grounded because it was in contact with the earth and there was no charge. So the whole concept is the human body is the most electrical instrument on the planet. There's nothing more electrical than the human body because every cell in the body functions with electrical impulses. It takes nerves, to move muscles and then our brain is all electrical. And most people only get that the heart is electrical, and some get that the brain. But everything in the body is electrical first, chemical second. When they pronounce you dead is when the electrons quit wiggling in your body. There's no electricity left in your body. That means you are gone. All life on planet Earth is based on the movement of electrons. But it goes back, from the beginning of time, we were always, whether it's our progenitors or whoever, but we were always barefoot on the earth. We slept on the earth. We slept in caves. We touched the earth with our hands, foraging and feeding and so on. And we lived in, so we lived in caves and so on. We didn't have TV sets, radios, and, all of this world that we live in. This last 100, 200 years is a total remarkable experience that we all get to participate in. But for millions of years, humans, we were just like every other critter living on the planet, eating whatever we could forage and survive on, and in small groups, but primarily we were always grounded. We were always in contact with the earth. So when the human body is in contact with the earth, then those electrons that we talk about, in the electrical system. So basically, when you put your foot on the earth, then the first thing that's going to happen is your body's going to equalize with the earth. It's going to absorb enough electrons from the earth so it has the same amount per rata as the earth does itself. So the body is electrically stable when you are grounded. What that means is, like everything in the body being electrical, you have to have this clean electrical environment for all of these things to be able to communicate and have a constant electrical potential so that they can have a reference to bounce against. And it's dynamic. If a cloud comes over, that's going to change the electrical potential on the surface of the earth. If it's pure sunlight, it's going to change. If it's dark, it's going to, quiet the electrical activity on the surface. The earth has a dynamic electrical potential, meaning it goes up and down based on atmospheric conditions and so on. So the human body is the same thing. So the body has to have a constant in order for everything to be, fluid, so it can go move and stay in sync, and it syncs up to the earth. So when we disconnect from the earth, that's the real issue, is now we're breathing oxygen. When we're connected to the earth, you're breathing oxygen and you have electrons, on the surface of the earth, so everything is dynamic and moving. But when you move above the earth, then all of a sudden your body equalizes to the electrical potential of the atmosphere. So now the body has to you have a floating ground. The body itself is the ground. So now your electrical potentials are floating and you never have a real constant. And I could go on and on, but it gets too technical and it's not relevant. It is relevant, but it's not something most people want to listen to. So anyhow, grounding is very simple. When you put your body on the earth, then you are, electrically speaking, one and the same as the earth. you are as big as the earth because you're connected. When you disconnect from the earth, then your body is the size of your body because it's no longer electrically connected to anything. It's floating in free space like an astronaut floating above the earth.